What's up everyone and welcome back to the channel. Let's dive into our first news. Dan Hooker has once again found himself in a tough spot ahead of his upcoming fight with Arman. The Hangman recently revealed that he broke his front teeth just days before the bout. During an appearance on Combat TV, Hooker opened up about his training and the unfortunate incident that took place. He explained that he had been feeling a bit sick last week and, in the middle of training, smashed his front tooth out. According to him, he plans to get it fixed as soon as possible, but it's definitely not ideal timing right before a fight. Hooker mentioned that his wife wasn't too happy about the situation, though he himself didn't seem too bothered. What made it even more ironic was that he had just found his old mouthguard the same day. He revealed that he hadn't been using one for over a year since his fight with Dustin Poirier, and when he finally found it, it was still covered in blood from that matchup. He joked that he simply closed it back up, thinking he'd clean it later, and then boom, the very same day, he broke his front tooth. Laughing it off, Hooker said it's not the first time something like this has happened to him. He explained that the tooth was already fake and just needed some fixing, saying, "It's already dead, they'll just put more on it, I guess. Just looks like they'll squeeze some more toothpaste in and it'll be alright." Despite the mishap, he remains focused on his preparation and refuses to let minor injuries slow him down. Hooker's fans know he's one of the toughest fighters in the lightweight division, always ready to push through adversity. Breaking a tooth just days out from a fight might be a nightmare for most, but for Dan Hooker, it's just another day at the gym. With his trademark toughness and humor, he's brushing it off, literally, and getting ready to go to war with Arman when they finally meet inside the octagon. And before we continue, make sure to leave a like on the video and subscribe to help support the channel. Moving on to another news. Arman has voiced his frustration with the UFC, claiming that the organization doesn't treat Russian fighters fairly. During a recent video on his YouTube channel, Arman opened up about some concerning issues surrounding his upcoming fight. He revealed that even though the bout with Dan Hooker was announced, he still hadn't signed the contract at the time of recording, and this was already November. Fans were shocked to hear that the fight deal wasn't finalized, and Arman didn't hold back from expressing how he truly feels about the situation. He explained that one of the main reasons he's been calling Dan a clown is because of the confusion and delays. According to Arman, Dan first agreed to fight him in June, but that month came and went without any progress. Now, several months later, he says Dan still hasn't put pen to paper. Arman called out his opponent, saying, "I called him a clown because he acts like one." He says one thing then another. First he says he'll fight, then he says he won't. June is long gone and he still hasn't signed the contract. So yeah, he's a clown. But beyond his rivalry with Dan, Arman shifted focus to something deeper. He criticized the UFC's handling of Russian fighters, saying they are often treated differently from others on the roster. Arman explained that many non-Russian fighters are given the freedom to choose their opponents or decide when they want to compete, but Russian fighters are rarely given that same respect. He claimed that they are forced to accept whatever the UFC offers, and if they refuse a fight, they face serious consequences. In his words, they have a choice. It's only us who have no choice. Fighters from Russia do what the UFC tells us. If you dare deny one fight offer, you'll be blacklisted. His comments shed light on what many see as a growing tension between fighters from that region and the promotion. Despite his frustration, Arman appears determined to keep moving forward. Known for his strong work ethic and relentless fighting style, he continues to train hard and prepare for whatever challenges come his way. Even with contractual issues and unequal treatment claims hanging over his head, Arman remains focused on proving that no matter how difficult things get, true fighters always find a way to fight back. Moving on to another news, Jake Paul has revealed that he was actually in talks to fight Alex Pereira in a boxing match. Yes, you heard that right. The YouTube star turned boxer, who's been searching for his next big opponent, nearly ended up squaring off against the UFC light heavyweight champion himself. After his planned boxing match with Tank Davis fell apart, Jake started looking for a new challenge. And that's when Pereira's name entered the mix. According to Jake, Alex's team had expressed genuine interest in making the fight happen. During an interview with ESPN, he explained that the only thing standing in the way was Pereira's UFC contract. Jake said, "His team is down to do the fight. I think the only thing preventing it is the UFC. If these guys could get out of their contracts to fight me, it would be a massive event. I know Alex is down to make it happen." His comments instantly sent shockwaves through the combat sports world. A boxing match between Jake Paul and Alex Pereira would be nothing short of wild, one of the biggest crossover fights imaginable. Jake's business partner, Nisa Badarian, also spoke to ESPN about the potential matchup. He said, "I think that is a perfect fight to further show Jake's dominance over the best of the best in MMA. Many people would dismiss it and say Pereira would destroy Jake, but someone should ask Dana White what he thinks. If Dana ever actually felt confident that one of his fighters could beat Jake Paul, he would 100% endorse it, because no matter what he says publicly, there's nothing Dana would enjoy more than watching Jake lose. It's no secret that Dana White and Jake Paul have a long history of public feuds, going back and forth in interviews and on social media. Jake has repeatedly called out Dana for how he treats fighters, while Dana has brushed off most of Jake's challenges as publicity stunts. Still, the idea of Jake Paul versus Alex Pereira caught everyone's attention. However, with Pereira currently tied up in the UFC and potentially preparing for massive fights in his own division, the chances of this boxing matchup happening anytime soon seem slim. Even though it might not happen right now, Jake seems confident that a fight like this could still take place in the future. For now, the boxing world continues to watch closely as Jake Paul looks for his next big opponent and tries to prove once again that he can stand toe-to-toe with the best fighters on the planet. Moving on to another news, Du Plessis has finally broken his silence following that brutal loss to Khamzat. After weeks of staying off social media and keeping a low profile since UFC 319, he's now spoken out, not only addressing his defeat, but also sharing his thoughts on the upcoming clash between Islam Makhachev and JDM. For the first time since that devastating performance, Du Plessis opened up about where his head's at and what he thinks of the lightweight
champion moving up in weight. Du Plessis admitted
that he's putting his money on Islam to take the win over JDM. He broke down why he believes the champion has the edge, calling Islam strong, technical, and ruthless as always. Despite the respect he has for JDM's style, Du Plessis made it clear that Islam's track record and discipline make him the favorite. If you look at his opponents versus Islam's opponents, he said, it's clear why he's been pound for pound king for so long. He's beaten everyone put in front of him. He's where he is for a reason. Talking about JDM, Du Plessis said he likes the Aussie's attitude and fighting style, describing him as a hard worker who always shows up ready. People think JDM is going to be bigger, but I don't think so, he added. That's why Islam and his team did such a long camp, to pick up the weight the right way. He looks big, he looks thick, and he looks strong. There's no doubt he's coming fully prepared. Even with clear admiration for JDM, Du Plessis admitted that he just can't pick against Islam. I love JDM's style, I love his personality, and I'd love to see him win and grab that belt, but I can't go against Islam. He's just so good. I don't think he'll lose anything moving up a division. Honestly, I think he's going to be great at that weight. As for Du Plessis himself, his path forward looks challenging. Following the one-sided loss to Khamzat, he knows he has to rebuild his momentum. The South African contender is expected to face either Brendan Allen or Baralho in early 2026. A rematch with Khamzat isn't on the table anytime soon, at least not unless Du Plessis goes on a monster win streak. For now, his focus is on getting back to finishing fights and reminding everyone why he was once seen as one of the most dangerous middleweights in the division. Moving on to another news, Leon Edwards has officially shut down Jorge Masvidal's latest attempt to get a fight with him. Recently, Jorge has been campaigning for a showdown against Leon on what's being called the White House card. But when Leon was asked about it during an interview, he laughed off the idea, making it clear that a fight with Jorge doesn't make any sense for his career at this stage. Leon said he's seen Jorge's comments but doesn't take them seriously. Yeah, I've seen it, Leon said with a smirk. Jorge's just out here trying to get attention. Fighting him now doesn't really do anything for my career. That moment's long gone. What happened between us on the street, that's where it stays. There's no reason to turn that into a professional fight now. He added that their rivalry was something from years ago, and he's already moved past it, focusing on bigger challenges in his division. When asked about the possibility of fighting at the White House card, Leon admitted that while it sounds cool, it's not something that particularly excites him. Yeah, that's sick, he said. But that's more of an American thing, you know? I'm Jamaican. I never thought to myself that I'd love to fight at the White House. It'd be iconic, sure, but it's not something that really motivates me like it might for someone like Colby. Leon went on to say that he's focused on defending his belt and taking on legitimate contenders, not revisiting old feuds that don't move his career forward. His comments made it clear that a fight with Jorge simply isn't on his radar, despite the ongoing trash talk. For Leon, it's about legacy, not publicity, and right now, he's looking ahead to fights that actually cement his place among the greats, not ones that feel like settling unfinished business from the past. Moving on to another news. Sean O'Malley has shared his thoughts on the recent UFC betting scandal involving Isaac Dolgoran, and he didn't hold back. During a recent stream, Sean questioned the logic behind the suspicious betting activity that sparked the investigation. He said it made absolutely no sense that so many people were betting on Dolgoran to get finished in the first round, especially since the guy has never been finished in his entire career. Sean said, I mean, who knows? Maybe this kid's only had 3 or 4 fights in the UFC, right? He's probably making 20 and 20, like 20,000 to show and 20,000 to win. So if he goes out there and wins, that's 40 grand. But then imagine someone from the outside, like the mob or whoever, comes in and says, hey, we'll give you 100,000, maybe 150, even 200,000, and then they turn around and make 5 million or more off it. He added that the whole thing just seems incredibly stupid. How dumb can people be? Sean said, laughing in disbelief. It wasn't even a main card fight. I think it was on the prelims. Nobody was talking about it. It wasn't hyped. I didn't even know the fight was happening. I didn't watch that whole card. So for people to suddenly dump millions on a first round finish, on a guy who's never been finished, it's like, come on, that's just asking to get caught. Sean believes that with the FBI now officially investigating, we'll soon find out a lot more details about what actually went down. I think we're going to find out a lot now that the FBI is involved, he said. But again, who really knows what we're going to uncover? It's crazy that stuff like this is even happening in the UFC right now. He made it it clear that fighters work too hard and risk too much to have the sport tainted by shady deals or betting manipulation. For Sean, this scandal is not just about one fighter or one fight. It's about protecting the integrity of MMA and keeping the sport clean for everyone who steps into the octagon. Moving on to another news, Dana White is once again under fire from the MMA community after being accused of faking engagement numbers for his Power Slap events. This all started when Dana proudly claimed that Power Slap was pulling record-breaking viewership numbers, even comparing it to college football and MLB playoff ratings. During a recent interview, he mentioned that one of the latest Power Slap events had done over 10 million views on YouTube, surpassing major sports broadcasts like the Miami vs. Florida college football game, which had 6.3 million viewers, and the Dodgers playoff game, which pulled in around $3.6 million. An account on X, formerly Twitter, quickly fact-checked Dana's claim, pointing out that the event he was likely referring to was Power Slap 15. According to them, the YouTube video from that event did indeed show 10 million views, but here's where things started to look suspicious. Despite all those views, the video only had around 5.8 thousand likes and just 645 comments. That massive gap immediately raised red flags among fans and analysts. The post quickly went viral, with fans accusing Dana and his team of faking engagement numbers by using bot views to inflate Power Slap's reach. One user wrote, 10 million views but only 5.8k likes and 645 comments. Make it make sense. Another added, the math checks out. Those are definitely bot views. 10 million views and not even 1% engagement. Come on. Others pointed out that if a video truly had that much organic traffic, the engagement would be far higher, especially for such a controversial and fast-paced sport. Many users also mocked Dana's comparison between Power Slap and major televised sporting events, calling it ridiculous. Comments like, this fool doesn't understand TV ratings, and we already saw what Power Slap did on TV, it flopped, flooded social media. Fans reminded Dana that college football and MLB games are long-form live events, whereas Power Slap clips are short YouTube videos that can easily be boosted through paid promotion. The most logical explanation, offered by critics, is that Power Slap's YouTube video was likely promoted as a skippable ad. That would mean people were forced to view a few seconds of the video, inflating the total views without generating real engagement. While this doesn't necessarily mean Dana lied, it does suggest that those numbers might not represent genuine audience interest. Still, Dana remains confident in his product, continuing to push Power Slap as a global phenomenon despite the backlash and accusations swirling around him. Moving on to another news, Islam Makachev has shared his honest thoughts about Alex Pereira's recent win over Ankalaev, and he didn't hold back. During a recent interview, Islam said he still believes Ankalaev is the more skilled and complete fighter compared to Pereira, and he wants to see the trilogy happen between them. Islam said he was surprised by how the rematch played out, but mentioned that many people close to Ankalaev told him the Russian wasn't fully healthy going into the fight. After the fight, everybody told me Ankalaev didn't train for the last 3 months, Islam explained. He had a rib injury, and when you can't spar 3 times a week, it's hard to go into the cage and fight at your best. That's why I think what happened. He added that he believes both fighters deserve another shot at each other. They deserve to fight one more time, Islam said confidently. A part 3 needs to happen. He also mentioned that Ankalaev didn't want to pull out of the fight despite the injury because he wanted to save the main event. He said he didn't want to cancel the fight, Islam continued. He wanted to save the card and make sure the fans got what they came for. When asked about Pereira's performance, Islam was respectful but firm in his stance. Alex, man, he's good. Yeah, he's really good, Islam admitted. But I believe Ankalaev has more skills. He's a more complete fighter. The interviewer pointed out that in their first fight, Pereira wasn't fully healthy and reportedly had a fever or infection, but Islam brushed that off quickly. Brother, everybody's hurt, he said. Nobody goes into a fight at 100%. You have to be ready no matter what. If you're in there, it means you chose to fight. After 1 year, nobody cares if you were injured or sick. All that matters is if you win or lose. Islam then shifted the topic slightly, saying that he's already looking ahead at his own plans for 2026. He mentioned that one of his dream fights would be against Ilia, saying it's a matchup that excites him and the fans. Islam also doubled down on his comments about Paddy Pimblett, saying Paddy has only a small chance of ever beating Ilia. Overall, Islam's message was clear. He respects Pereira, but in his eyes, Ankalaev is the more skilled fighter and deserves another shot to prove it. Moving on to another news, Kamaru Usman has responded to Islam Makhachev's recent call-out and shared his thoughts on Ilia possibly jumping the line to get a title shot at 170. In a new interview with Submission Radio, the former welterweight king opened up about several major topics, including Islam's rise, JDM's momentum, and his own place in the division's title picture. Kamaru first gave his take on the upcoming fight between Islam and JDM, calling it a razor-close matchup. He admitted that both men bring something special to the table, but if there's anyone who can truly expose JDM's weaknesses, it's Islam. Usman addressed those who believe Islam can only win by relying on takedowns, saying that's far from the truth. He pointed out that Islam's striking has evolved massively massively, referencing the clean knockout of Volkanovski and the knockdown of Oliveira before finishing him with a submission. "People don't give Islam enough credit for his stand-up," Kamaru said. "His hands are sharp, and he's proven it against some of the best in the world." Usman also discussed his own recent win over Joaquin Buckley, a dominant performance that snapped Buckley's impressive streak. That victory reminded everyone why Kamaru is still one of the most dangerous fighters at welterweight. Many fans are already debating whether Usman deserves another title shot, but given his resume and status as one of the division's greatest champions, it's hard to deny he's right back in the mix. Still, Usman acknowledged that Ilia might get the shot first if the UFC wants a blockbuster fight. When asked about Islam's call-out, Kamaru didn't shy away from the idea. "Islam is a former pound-for-pound #1, and I've been there too," he said. "I don't think we've ever seen two pound-for-pound kings from different divisions face each other in UFC history. That would be massive, a real super fight." He also gave props to JDM, saying he's been keeping an eye on the Australian since his early rise through the ranks. "That guy's talented," Kamaru admitted. "He's special, and he's earned everything he's getting." Still, Kamaru made it clear that he feels he's next in line for the title. "If Ilia wants to move up and fight Islam, then it is what it is," he said. "But me personally, I believe I'm next for that shot. Confident, composed, and ready for whatever comes next." Kamaru Usman made it clear his story at welterweight is far from over. Moving on to another news, Islam Makachev appeared on the Weighing In podcast with Josh Thompson this week ahead of UFC 322, where he opened up about his upcoming fight with JDM and his deep bond with Khabib. The lightweight champion revealed that he's prepared for every scenario inside the octagon. Even if his wrestling doesn't work against JDM, Islam explained that this fight could be one of his toughest yet, given how skilled and well-rounded JDM is. "Honestly, this might be one of the hardest fights for me," Islam admitted. "He's big, he's good everywhere. Maybe his wrestling defense isn't perfect, but his grappling is strong. He defends well, and he gets up fast from bad positions." Because of that, Islam said he's training for all aspects of the fight: striking, wrestling, and grappling. "I can strike with him, I can wrestle with him, I can grapple with him," he said confidently. "If he stops my wrestling, I'll try again. If it doesn't work, I'll strike with him. I'm ready for everything." Islam pointed out that JDM's last opponent, Bilal, also tried to wrestle but struggled to keep him down. "Bilal tried to wrestle and JDM defended very well," he explained. "That's why I know I have to be prepared for every position." It's clear that Islam respects JDM's skill set but remains confident in his own versatility and championship mindset. The conversation then shifted to his relationship with Khabib, which Islam described as something far deeper than friendship or training partnership. "Khabib is like my older brother," Islam said. "If he told me tomorrow, stop fighting, I would listen to him." He explained that in their culture, seniority and respect are everything. "In our gym, if someone is older, he has the right to guide you. That's how it is where we come from. Khabib takes care of all of us. He controls the gym, makes sure we stay disciplined, and always wants the best for us." Islam spoke with emotion about how much Khabib has influenced not just his career, but his entire life. "He knows how to make champions, not only inside the gym, but outside in life too," Islam said. "He's done everything for me. Sometimes I don't even have to ask for something. He already knows." It's a rare look into the brotherhood between two of the most respected figures in MMA. For Islam Makachev, Khabib isn't just a mentor, he's family. And if Khabib ever told him to walk away from the sport, he says he'd do it without hesitation. That's it from MMA Pulse News. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for daily MMA news.